Hey everybody, on the road with Big Al here. I thought I'd do a video on some Mudflap stops, some of the better stops I stop at on the road. I'm kind of review some of these stops. Kind of the reason I'm doing this is I use Mudflap. I love it, but you know, sometimes some of these stops, and it's not just Mudflap. It's like any of these fuel networks. You put in the address, or you put in your route that you're going, and then you get a fuel stop. Then you know, get directions to it, and you know, it's 4 or 5 miles off of interstate. And it takes you on these roads that, you know, kind of back roads. You finally get to it, and it's not really a truck stop. It's a gas station, and they only have 2 pumps, and you know, the satellite pumps broke down. They don't have any DEF. If I do a review like this, it's always going to be really nice, easy to get to places right off interstate. You know, the fuel's going to be at a good price. The kind of reason I'm doing this is I just got done doing a trip. I went from York, Nebraska, out to North Carolina, and then I came back to Hesston, Kansas. All 3 of these stops, whenever I'm on a route and I punch in the route, these stops are all familiar. Every one of these stops is usually one of the cheapest places to get fuel. Like for instance, you know, this one stop's on I-70. It's one of the cheapest places to get fuel in Missouri, and you know, I'm kind of aware of it, and I usually stop at that stop. We'll start with that first stop, Fastlane Gaspers. It's on I-70, exit 148 in Kingdom City, Missouri. It's part of the Roadies fuel network. Get right off I-70, exit 148. It's maybe 2 or 3 blocks off interstate. Getting in and out, depending on the traffic, it's kind of, the truck stop's kind of at a spot that when you come in, there's a traffic light there. When you come in, there's a traffic light there, and depending on if there's if there's no traffic, it's pretty easy to get into. But if there's some traffic, it's kind of like at an angle, and you got to get across it. And if there's traffic built up at that traffic light, it can kind of be a pain in the butt. But other than that, it's pretty easy to get into. They've got lots of parking, about 7 or 8 fuel lanes. I think 3 or 4 have DEF. Not all of them have DEF. So when you pull in, if you need DEF, kind of like look to see which ones have DEF. Not all of them have DEF. My next stop, and this was in Newport, Tennessee. It's a Weiger's. The first stop for Fastlane Gaspers has showers. It's a regular truck stop. This one, it's not a regular truck. It's not really a truck stop. They have truck parking. It's more of a convenience store, kind of like a Speedway or a quick trip kind of truck stop. I don't believe they have this place. I don't believe had any showers or anything. And kind of starting off, when I started with Mudflap, I believe they start off and around the businesses out of Kansas City, and they kind of built their network, and they built it outward. So kind of starting off, you get towards the East Coast or somewhere, or the West Coast, and there's not a lot of fuel stops. This one's kind of perfect because it's on I-40 exit 435 in Tennessee, right before you get into the North Carolina border. I topped off my fuel there and had enough fuel to get into North Carolina, come back and fuel back up. It's the Weiger's. It's a really nice. It's really nice convenience store. It was brand new. The parking lot's brand new. Probably had enough parking stops for about 10, 15 trucks. The fuel aisle had about 8. The fuel aisle had about 8 pumps, and all of them had DEF. The convenience store has a little kitchen in there. You can order a pizza. I got a Supreme for like $9. They were able to cook the pizza while I got fuel. They had a price for a pepperoni pizza for $7. Pretty nice. I spent the night there. Nice, all right parking, everything. My next stop, Hesston, Kansas. I just topped off fuel here. Hesston, Kansas on I-35 US 81 exit 40. It's a Casey's. I know that Weiger's fuel stop is part of the AM Best fuel network. Casey's in Hesston, I-35 US 81 exit 40. It's got about six fuel aisle pumps in the fuel aisle. All have DEF. It's come down I-35 through Kansas. In the state of Kansas, is probably one of the cheapest places you're going to find fuel. You know, Casey's, if you've ever been into a Casey's, they've got a kitchen too. You know, pizza, sandwiches, about everything. Casey's are pretty nice. This place has a shower. I was able to take a shower here today. Just nice, in and out. Say the Mudflap. I've almost saved $1,300. I'm not quite to $1,300. Saved $1,300 off the price of the pump. I've been using it for a little over a year now. Probably about 14 months. I keep using it more because their network keeps expanding. They say once a week I get an email, and they've added 5 or 6 truck stops. It's easy to use. It's an app. You download the app on your smartphone. Put a credit card on it. I tied in my bank account. I get 2 more cents off their price. It's pretty easy. You get into the truck stop, find the stop on the GPS, hit the truck stop. It'll give you like a 6-digit code, number code, and you show that to them. They punch it in, pump the fuel, come back in, and it's all taken care of. I talked to somebody at Mudflap the other day. Kind of my biggest problem is, you know, some of these when you get DEF, they don't have DEF on it, and so then you have to pay for DEF separately. And I've had kind of the people who check you in don't really know what's going on, and they'll make you pump the fuel, come back in, leave a credit card, go back out and pump the DEF. So I talked to somebody at Mudflap the other day. I had some other questions, and I kind of brought it up about adding DEF so you can pay with it through the app, and they said that they're working on that, and it's coming soon, which would make stuff a lot easier instead of having to pay for fuel and DEF separately. Will be nice. I'll leave a link, my referral code, into the description and also in the comments. You sign up for Mudflap, you get 10 cents, if you sign up for Mudflap, you'll get a $10 fuel bonus, and I'll get a $10 fuel bonus. We'll both get $10. I think it's well worth it. I use it all the time. Like I said, I save money. I also have an RTS fuel card, and I paid $75 for that card to activate it, and I pay $5 a month. Now I'm mainly use Mudflap, but I keep that activated because if you use it once a month, you pretty much paid for it. I keep it because it has Pilot and Flying J on there, and I get a 12-cent discount, and you kind of never know depending where you're at. And like I said, you get kind of on the East Coast or West Coast, and Mudflap doesn't have them areas covered yet. But I said they're working on it. It's going to take a little time. It really is a growing network. I love Mudflap. I use it, and that's kind of about all I can say about it. If I stop at some more of these places and they have a pretty nice place to stop and get fuel, easy access, I'll do another video and kind of talk about about those. I appreciate it. Thank you. On the road with Big Al.